just die in them or something like that. We'd go in there and then we'd like steal shit. So we'd steal shit or just like go party in there. And then I went into this one house. The lady just died, and I stole all these skeleton keys. And I brought them home, and then all this fucking weird shit started happening at the crib. Like, the heat, in the middle of the summer, the heat would be turned up to 100 when we'd come home. And we'd come home from school, and there'd be, like, plates and shit all over the fucking house. And all this, like, really weird shit. And we're sitting at dinner one day, and my mom was like, who the fuck's doing this? What's the fucking ghost doing it? And I'm like, oh my God, Mom, I stole all these keys out of the dead lady's house. And she's like, fucking get rid of them. So I took them, and I lived, like, that back of my house leaned up against woods. So I went into the woods, and I fucking threw all these skeleton keys into the woods. And then, like, everything kind of calmed down. And then, literally, like, a week later, me and my sister came walking home from school. We got off the bus. We came walking up to our door, and 2 of the skeleton keys were sitting on my front steps. And
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, straight up. And we freaked the fuck out. And we took them, we threw them, we ran back into the woods and threw them the fuck out, and nothing ever weird happened about that since. But then, then years later, I ended up moving into that house with like 5 dudes, and there's many more stories, but that's a whole nother podcast.
Damn. Your story's way better than mine.
It is. That's why I rule, Keith, you fucking sucker.
Yeah, Keith's ghost was just trying to give him a haircut.
He was like, yo, you need conditioner, son.
Trying to, like, hit on me or something.
Okay. Sorry, Dave. That's all I got.
Now, do you guys believe in aliens?
Hell yes.
Hell yeah.
That's like 90% of what I watch is fucking UFO and alien shit.
Yeah, I definitely do.
I love all that shit.
Do you guys think crop circles come from aliens or from something else?
Yeah, I think yeah.
You think it comes from aliens?
Communication from another planet or something.
I believe that there are aliens, but I'm not super convinced that we've been visited. There's a lot of but I also don't spend a lot of time watching alien stuff, so maybe I could be convinced.
You're a goddamn doctor, dude. Come on, get on it.
I went through a phase, man, where I was just like, I need to get to the bottom of this, you know. And I was like, it was like a month or something. It was like I would read anything, you know, like read up on stuff, watch documentaries, like talk to people. I still love all that shit, though.
What about you, Dave?
Oh, hell yeah, I believe in aliens.
You do?
Yeah.
Have you ever been probed?
No.
No?
So.
Well, that's not much of a story.
No.
Sorry, Dave. Do you have any more questions, Dave?
Yeah, what do you guys think are the pros and cons of the music business?
Yeah, I think, I've been spending a lot of time learning more about music business lately since we are locked down and have the time. But I think some of the pros right now is that independent artists, anyone really can get their music to the world. And, you know, like with all the platforms we have for streaming and YouTube and all that, there is a chance for undiscovered people to get discovered. So I think that's really cool because it's not like the old days where you really needed to invest a ton of money and have a company distribute stuff for you. That's more wide open. The cons, you know, is that everyone expects music for free. It's so open that it's very difficult to stand out because practically anything you can imagine is out there. So yeah, those are some that I see. What about you guys? Do you have any other ones?
Guess not.
Yeah, this is definitely more. You know, he's the person that actually like follows the progressions of the way everything is going, and you know, I love the fact that you can, like, you don't need a record company or anything. There's bands that are fucking selling out giant fucking places that are still never on a label or anything like that, which is pretty fucking amazing. So I mean, I love it for that part. I mean, the interwebs has been a beautiful tool for a lot of bands. We just need to figure out how to work it well. But it can also be a curse on the same sense, you know? I don't know.
I mean, Facebook brought us to you, Dave, so that's one of the pros.
Fate brought us to you, Dave. Fate.
Yeah. Now, is social media important to you guys?
I mean, we
definitely more recently.
Definitely not for John.
Well, I mean, for many years, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we've been so focused on the music and the shows and stuff that we really ignored our online presence. I mean, we had stuff, but we did a little bit here and there, but we kept a consistent presence. We would kind of just come in and out as we had time, and so I'd say that we weren't really into social media, but we're now recognizing we're putting a lot more into it and realizing that it's
very effective.
It's not as lame as we thought. It's basically like it's just an opportunity to, like, because you don't have to be like a bullshit influencer, you know. It's just like, hey, you don't have to make up shit for social media. Like, what I've been learning is you're just sharing media. So, like, you shouldn't be thinking, oh, what can I post? Like, it should be, what can I do that's rad? And then you just share that, like, on social media, you know? So it should just follow. So I don't know. When I think of it like that, then I'm much more interested in social media.
Yeah, it being something that you're stoked about, that you didn't actually, like, go out of your way to do.
Yeah,
is, I think, much more realistic and
yeah, and like when we start playing shows again, we can, you know, show us getting set up for the show, and, you know, after the show, and just it should really just be like documenting the story and then following up with people. Like, I can't tell you how many shows we played where people are really stoked, and then we don't follow up with them for a long time just because we didn't much. But I think now we'll do a lot better job of that and kind of build the following more.
Now,
that's how I see it. I don't know.
I agree.
Now, when you guys do shows, do you guys still make physical flyers and hand them out to people?
Not so often. Once in a blue, we do, but typically it's all online shit. I mean, at that point it's word of mouth. I mean, we're not unfortunately not standing outside of the venues and handing out flyers and fucking single CDs or singles or anything like that. But
yeah,
I think a majority of our shit literally happens through social media, and it works. It works fucking well.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'm gonna do for sure now that I've learned a lot more about, like, social media is next time we play a show, and every time we play a show, I'm going to advertise to everyone in that town who likes metal, who likes bands like we do, and just, direct Facebook and Instagram, whatever, tell them, hey, we're coming to your venue, and if you like these bands, come out. And the modern
Come to your town.
Yeah, exactly. But we have passed out like little CDs before outside of the venue, like years ago. We've done shit like that, but I don't know. Everything's changed, so.
Yeah, it's everything's so different now. I remember back in like high school, hanging up flyers on telephone poles and stuff, but I don't know, it didn't ever really seem to be that effective back then. Things are just so different now. Everybody's online, people don't really care about stuff like that anymore.
If they walk past a pole, they're probably looking at their phone.
Exactly. The pole is their phone.
But but think about, like, if you have a tactile thing in your hand, like a small little flyer that you like, half the people throw it the fuck out, but the other half shove it in their pocket, and then they'll pull it out later and be like, oh, I remember that dude. He was super cool. Or he was a fucking twat, and I'm not going to that show.
Then you get some of the people that are like, man, this flyer's badass. The fucking artwork kicks ass on this.
Yeah, totally, dude.
Yeah.
I remember doing my fucking whole life through high school and shit like that, like making fucking the weird little flyers and shit like that, and handing them out all through the whole fucking school, like walking through fucking 500 flyers, just giving them to everybody. I mean, back then, back in the 1950s, that was the way to do it.
Yeah, that was a different world back then. People valued physical things more. Now everything's virtual. It'd be like it'd be more of a nuisance. It seems like to you're giving me something that I have to do something with. I have to throw this away.
Yeah, why are you wasting paper?
Yeah, exactly. I get jumped.
It's California, baby.
Yeah. That's a quarter of a tree right there.
Was that a chuckle out of Dave?
Yeah.
Did we get a chuckle?
Yeah. Now who?
Oh my word!
I
love it.
Now who writes all the lyrics in the band?
That would be me.
Keith.
So where do you get all your inspiration from for the lyrics?
Oh man, I get my inspiration from
Porn.
Hardcore porn. No, I get my inspiration from multiple things. It could be watching a documentary or something. It could be just a life experience, something that I've experienced, and usually try and tweak it a little bit to, have, I use metaphors here and there in a lot of our songs, but yeah, a lot of it's personal experiences.
How many songs about aliens have you written?
Actually, only shit. I'd have to give that a minute. No, probably only like 3. Definitely a lot more on this, but most of them on this album. So
nice.
But going back to like our first album, I've always been fixated with like space and all that kind of stuff. Our first album's called Behind the Emerald Starscape. So just anything along that realm piques my interest usually. But I think this album's probably the most diverse with all the writing topics and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm waiting for somebody else to write a song. We're gonna have that on the next album. We'll have Kevin write a song.
Now who writes all the music?
Danny, you take that one.
Yeah, so I write the majority. So yeah, for this album, I think I mean, I at least initiate the songs, so I'll come up with most of the riffs, and sometimes people might add like a part or something. And Keith wrote an instrumental song for this album that came out really well. But yeah, mostly me, and I often workshop it with the drummer Sean and try to come up with something cool.
Yeah, this is the first album that actually Danny, Sean, and Sean's our drummer, got together on a weekly basis for I don't know how long would you say, Danny? A couple months.
Yeah.
And we actually we all sat down and kind of tried to figure out the main arrangements for the songs and structure and stuff like that, which I think helped a lot. Just get it all hashed out, you know, because we never really had a set process for that in the past, and so we're still, you know, learning what works best for us. And I'm happy with the results on this album. It's an opportunity to please everybody as far as like musicianship in a quick fashion, you know, just kind of, you know, doing it in the same room we don't actually get together with our instruments and stuff. It's, you know, it's a lot of the times just us, you know, hanging out, having a beer or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
So now, are you guys able to do any rehearsals with the current situation?
We haven't rehearsed in a long time. Yeah, because we've been focusing on just releasing new songs, and we've been doing so much of that, and like trying to get music videos together and the social media. We've been doing live streams every week on Facebook Live. So yeah, if you or any of your listeners are interested, every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, we are doing a Facebook Live, and we've made it really interactive with the audience. We play some games, do some sort of like metal trivia. Kevin gives out some wacky prizes. We often show like a preview of a new song. And we've also been inviting guests from other bands that we know and like. So we're pretty busy keeping up with that stuff, and without having any gigs, I guess. And also, since most people are just staying home more, we haven't rehearsed. But it would definitely be very fun to do it again. So I'm hoping that we can jam again soon.
Yeah, the Facebook Live thing has actually been going really well, and we're like kind of getting into the stride of it, and people have been having a lot of fun with it. We get emails back or texts back about how much people like the fact that we're actually doing something still like every week, and trying to keep pulling fans in and stuff like that. So that's been consuming a lot, and been really worthwhile for us. Yeah. So you guys should check it out.
Now,
even you, Dave.
Now
Especially Dave.
Now, where did you guys record the new album at?
In a bedroom.
In Kevin's bedroom.
No, in Danny's bedroom, and in Keith's bedroom, and the drums were the only thing that were recorded in an actual studio.
Well,
then the guitars were reamped and shit like that.
Re-ramped.
Yeah, so we kind of have our own home studio. So we did the drums at our practice space, Redwire Studios, in Lake Forest. That's where we would rehearse, and we recorded drums there. Danny, where did you guys do you guys tracked at your home studio, right?
What?
Well, yeah, we tracked. We recorded direct guitars in an apartment, and then we reamped at that same studio, Redwire Studio in Lake Forest. So most of the things were done in a real studio, and then Yeah, the only thing that was really the final version done in a bedroom. Keith's vocals, but I'm really stoked with how vocals have come out, because I think with Keith's, from my perspective, Keith having some extra time to experiment and stuff has led to really cool results. And even though we've done a lot of this on our own, we've been recording ourselves for over 10 years, and we've invested in a lot of pro studio gear, so we're not really being cheap about it and trying to do it right, and we're really stoked with how it sounds.
And Sean the drummer is the one that actually like does all the mixing and everything, and he's a goddamn mastermind. Like, he builds his own recording equipment, and he's a bad motherfucker. So he actually, you know, he really gets down on it. I mean, him and Danny, but he's the one that does all the mixing, and
yeah,
he's the one that has to suffer through all the terror of everybody else's 100 notes that we send him every other day.
So how long was the recording process for the album?
It was long.
Yeah.
Sean was recording drums almost 2 years ago. And yeah, Keith, I think everything got finished, like 4 months ago or something? So,
probably 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah, so it took about a year and a half. But mostly just because of scheduling, not that long, but we're busy boys.
Yeah, that's why we stopped playing shows and shit like that, because we were, you know, every time we would start making any headway with writing the songs, it was like, alright, we're gonna play a show, and then we would stop fucking with the new stuff, and we'd start, you know, rehearsing for the show. And so that's kind of why we were playing so few and far between shows for a while there. And then, you know, again, then all this happened, so we're like, now it's time to fucking just start laying down on the album.
All right, now, do you guys have any funny or embarrassing moments from any of your live shows?
I don't have any major. Oh, Keith has some ones with this band. I have some before. In one of my old bands, I used to have super long dreads, and during a show, my hair got caught and tangled all through my other guitar player's guitar, through his headstock, and I had to fucking cut my hair off in the middle of us playing, just so we could continue playing.
Yeah, when he first started gigging, long dreads, and he's like, "Trust me, I'm gonna leave a knife on stage. I'm not gonna murder you, but this is here so we could cut off my
hair if we need to. Yeah, in
case it gets stuck." And we're like, "Who's this guy?" But
yeah, I used to always leave a knife on top of my amp in case we needed to cut my hair off in the middle of playing.
Billy.
What? Keith, I know you have some embarrassing things. I've heard you scream out the wrong song titles and.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I think that was actually the only time that happened. But we do have it on video, which is unfortunate for me. But yeah, we played a show. I don't remember which was that. Was that for Primal Fear? I can't remember the band we were opening for there. We were opening for a band at the Galaxy. It used to be called the Galaxy. Now it's the Observatory in Santa Ana.
Yeah, I think it was either Primal Fear or Diamond Head.
Yeah, I think it was Primal Fear then. But yeah, we were opening for Primal Fear, and we were just finishing the song, and I wasn't prepared for Sean to come in so quick on the next song, because he usually waits quite a while, but he must have just been like hyped on. Drank a cup. Yeah, he's probably super hyped up because it was a bigger show for us. And
yeah, he was drinking ginseng drinks all day.
Yeah, so I was thrown off because I was in the middle of talking to the audience, and he started the song, and my brain just went, all right, start singing, and yeah, I announced the wrong song title before the song.
He didn't just announce it. He blared it with such conviction. And
that's true. Kevin sells it better than me.
It was, yeah, he's downplaying how hilariously ridiculous it was.
It was pretty good, but like I said, it's on video, so I'm gonna hear this for the rest of my life.
You also got your head smashed in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, I've sang like wrong lyrics before on stage.
Well, I mean, you got your head busted in by a guitar.
Yeah, there was that was that Diamond Head. So we opened for Diamond Head. Man,
I don't think that's very embarrassing. I think
I
that's
must have been. No, I must be cursed by that place or something. It was the same place, the observatory now, or Galaxy back then, observatory now, Santa Ana. Opened it up for Diamond Head, and I was headbanging in the middle of having my head fully cocked back. Tim, I guess, decided to swoop in under my arm, and he had the neck of his guitar was like right there, and at the same time my head was coming down and smashed right into his guitar. And man, that was like ramming your head into a freaking wall or something. It was pretty gnarly, and I didn't think anything of it. I just kept back to rocking out. All of a sudden, I can't see out of my eye. It's like my right eye just covered in blood. So I didn't know what the hell was going on at first. And then I see the people in the front row looking at me like, covering their mouths, all shocked. And yeah, I was just bleeding all over the place. That was a good one. Somebody, we already told the story before, but somebody thought that we were using fake blood. They came up to me after the show and were like, I like the blood that you guys added to the show. And I'm like, I just started laughing my ass off.
Dave, are you in a band or anything?
No, not at all.
Do you play anything?
Nope, no instruments.
No? Slacker. Do you at least drive a drag car?
No.
Oh, son of a bitch. Are you a ghost?
So, Danny, you got anything to add to the embarrassing or funny stuff?
Well, there was one other funny thing. Yeah. I did with a burlesque group once, actually a couple times, and I asked the guys if they'd be willing to wear nipple tassels for the show. So I went to Amazon.
I don't think that's so embarrassing, though.
It's funny. Huh. It's hilarious. Ha ha ha. Anyway, so I found the highest rated nipple tassels on Amazon, and they were black little hearts and a nice little tassel end, and we wore them through the whole show, getting all sweaty under our t-shirts, and then in the last song we took off our shirts, and some of us had them still attached, other ones were kind of drooping off from all the sweat, but that was a lot of fun, and we have some photos to prove it on our Instagram.
Mine barely hung on from the hair to begin with.
Yeah, so scroll down on Instagram at Sorizon Official.
Dirty Little Secrets? Is that what they
Yeah. Dirty Little Secrets Burlesque. Metal
Yeah,
and boobs. It was a fun night.
Yeah, they're super rad. I apologize. There's a bunch of cars trying to pass me right now.
So now, besides Diamond Head and Primal Fear, what other big bands have you guys shared a stage with?
Yeah, so like we said before, we played with Hammerfall. We've opened for... I think we opened for Swallow the Sun, right? Yeah, and Orphaned Lands. We opened for Catatonia.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I'm going to mute myself for a second.
No problem. Have we opened for
Ocean?
Oh yeah, Ocean. It's all a blur.
Archers.
Oh yeah, Unleash the Archers and Hellion Prime. That was cool.
Now, outside of being in this band, you guys have any other hobbies?
Yeah. So, I don't know, what do you guys do? Kevin, what's your hobbies?
I like to ride a skateboard. I'm doing that my whole goddamn life. I don't know, hobbies. I'm quite the proficient hula hooper. That sounds ridiculous, but
Drink, smoke weed.
yeah, I drink a lot.
Those are talents, not hobbies.
Oh. Huh. Then I'm shit out. I got nothing.
For me, I've been getting a lot more into video stuff, especially as we're working on videos and kind of getting into cameras and photography a little bit. So that kind of stuff. In lockdown, there's not a whole lot of activity, so we've been doing some gardening. I like plants.
Yeah, I have quite a bit of plants as well.
But
That's more the old ladies thing, but I
yeah,
got a lot of plants at the crib.
Growing
Danny's editing skills are really progressing quite well. I think that's something that should be should be noted.
Thank you, Kevin. And yeah, actually, so yeah, I was a skater too for many years, and like I mentioned earlier, and back in the day, I made skate videos with my friends where we had a little skate crew, we were getting footage and stuff. One of those guys is actually a pretty famous pro now, Figgy, who's on Baker in America and stuff. But
lies.
but anyway, I used to be editing video all the time, and when I was younger, and it's something I like doing, so I'm trying to get more into it and be able to use that to help the band with like music videos and stuff. What about you guys?
I've got into yoga in the last like probably 3 years or so, 2-3 years. So yoga, hot yoga. I love hot yoga, but no places are open now. But just I try and work out here and there, like 2-3 times a week. Yeah.
You sound so fucking cool, dude.
Thanks, man.
He's a yogi.
I play a little acoustic guitar here and there, not too much anymore. But I got a puppy, so I've been trying to train him and taking him out. He's super energetic, so trying to take him on hikes and just blow up all his energy.
Keith, you were in a Maiden cover band there for a minute.
Yeah,
like that, so.
Yeah. I was doing some Maiden shows, stuff like that. But recently, actually, got into a little bit into paddleboarding. So paddleboarding, surfing.
Oh, dude,
trying to get back into surfing.
Nice.
I've been paddleboarding like crazy.
Where do you go, Kevin?
In Long Beach, right off here. my boss has a couple paddle boards and a kayak and shit like that, and he's just like, I'm the only person that ever uses them, so he lives about a block from the, like, I live 2 blocks from the beach, he lives 1 block from the beach, so I just go over to his crib and fucking take all his shit and go disappear for a couple hours. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Nice.
So now none of you guys have any kids?
What's that?
I said none of you guys have kids?
Only fur babies.
Yep. Just
Not
dogs.
that I know of.
Hey-ho.
No.
How about you?
No.
You got kids?
No wives yet?
No?
I got a wife.
Yeah, pretty much every one of us are wifed up, more or less. But no kids. That's very odd, actually.
Now, do your significant others support your music?
My girl's a cunt. So no.
Sorry.
Nah, my girl's cool. She's always just like, get out on the fucking road, get out. You know, you gotta do this shit. I remember when we first got together, and I was like, we still lived back on the East Coast at that point, and I was like touring all the time and shit like that, and she was so cool. She would pack condoms in my bag, and it's all good. Just, I understand it's gonna happen. Now, shoot, shit done changed. We used to be cool.
You're gonna get your ass kicked after this, man. I can see your eyeballs in the corner.
Oh no, I'm outside. I'm outside.
She's hiding.
She ain't never gonna listen to anything that I do.
Okay, so you're saying she supports you, right?
Wholeheartedly.
So now, how many social media sites can we find the band on?
What's that?
How many social media sites can we find the band Sorizon on?
The social media platforms.
Yeah, how many different platforms are you on?
Yeah, we're on most of them.
We're on mostly Tinder.
Yeah. Also Instagram at Sorizon Official, Facebook at Sorizon Official. Those are the main ones we use. We're on YouTube. We're on. I tried out TikTok. We made a TikTok, but yeah, Instagram and Facebook are the best places. YouTube. Also, follow us on Spotify, because even though it's not known as a social media, like, we're releasing songs every month. So if you follow us there, you're gonna see new stuff. You can keep up with us. We're on Twitter, but we don't really use Twitter that much. We have our own official website and everything. So yeah, those are the main spots.
Awesome. Well, listen, guys, I want to thank you guys for taking time to do this interview tonight, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I think we're
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're glad you guys had fun.
Hell yeah.
Now I'm going to close out the interview with a Distant Echo. What's the song Distant Echo about?
Distant Echo is
Yep.
their own meaning behind it, because I think it's a song that would definitely take on.
Keith, is he cutting out for you guys?
Yeah.
Keith, can you say that again?
Keith, I can't hear a fucking word you're saying.
I think we lost him.
Okay, Distant Echo is a song about a time in Keith's life that he tries to relive. It was when he was teenage years, and a lot of drugs are involved, and he so surgically puts it all into perspective with with dragons and nonsense.
Yes.
I have no idea what he's. Oh,
Plenty of dragons.
Oh, we can hear you now, Keith. You want to explain?
Yeah, Dishneko is basically about.
Are you eating beef jerky right now?
No, I wish I was.
You sound like you're eating beef jerky.
Now, Dishneko it's a thrasher of ours. It's one of those songs that will take on a different meaning to the listener, and have a different impact. But it's a thrasher. It's one of our shorter ones, but we threw a bunch of different styles in there, so check it out.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, guys.
Dude, thank you so much.
No problem. We'll do another one in the future.
Please do.
Yeah, you guys.
Sounds good.
You guys have a good night.
Awesome.
Have a good night, man.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
Later, dude.
Later.
Later.